Ever wondered how a luxury £1,000 red velvet cream cake is made? Today we unravel the mystery of this grand spectacle that is more than just a dessert. It's a symbol of extravagance and opulence, a towering testament to the art of baking. Originally a fancy dessert among the well-heeled in the 19th century, the red velvet cake has since become a luxury icon, and our version today weighs in at a whopping £1,000. Now, let's talk ingredients. The base of this majestic cake starts with simple yet crucial elements: flour to give it structure, cocoa powder for a hint of chocolatey goodness, baking soda and salt for leavening and balance, and sugar for that necessary sweetness. The richness comes from eggs, buttermilk, and a dash of vinegar. And the star of the show? Red food coloring, transforming our cake into a vibrant, velvety red wonder. Ready to dive into the process? Buckle up because we're about to bake a masterpiece. The backbone of any good cake is its dry ingredients. Each one plays a crucial role, and together they form the foundation of our grand red velvet cake. First, we have the flour, the structural integrity of our cake. This is what gives our cake its shape and form, making it sturdy enough to hold up our 10 luxurious tiers. Next is the cocoa powder, our source of that classic chocolatey flavor. It's what gives our red velvet cake its iconic, deep, rich taste. Then we have baking soda, our leavening agent. It's what makes our cake rise and ensures that it's light and fluffy rather than dense and heavy. Lastly, we have salt. Now, salt might seem like an odd addition to a sweet cake, but it's actually what balances out the sweetness, making our red velvet cake taste just right. Getting the right measurements for each of these ingredients is key. Too much or too little of anyone can throw off the balance and affect the final result. With our dry ingredients ready, it's time to move on to the wet ones. Now, let's add some life to our dry mixture with our wet ingredients. First up, we have our sugar. It's not just for sweetness, but it also adds moisture to our cake, keeping it lusciously soft. Next, we introduce the eggs. These little powerhouses provide structure and, you guessed it, more moisture. Now for the secret weapon: buttermilk. This silky liquid does two things. Firstly, it contributes to a tender crumb, making each bite melt in your mouth. Secondly, it adds a hint of tanginess, perfectly balancing the sweetness and adding depth to the flavor profile. Then, in goes the vinegar. It may seem unusual, but this is what reacts with the baking soda, giving our cake that light, airy texture. And finally, the star of the show: the red food coloring. This is what gives our red velvet cake its iconic, luxurious crimson hue. With our batter ready, it's time to build our towering cake. Now comes the exciting part: assembling our luxurious red velvet cake. We begin with baking each layer individually to perfection, making sure that they are fluffy and moist. Once they are out of the oven, we let them cool. This is an essential step because a cool cake layer holds up the cream cheese frosting better than a warm one. Next, we start the layering process. A generous dollop of our homemade cream cheese frosting goes between each layer, creating a harmonious blend of flavors. This also gives the cake its signature height, reaching a towering 10 tiers. But what makes this cake truly luxurious are the final touches. We adorn the cake with intricate sugarwork, delicate handpipe designs, and edible gold leaf for that extra touch of extravagance. And there you have it, a luxurious £1,000 red velvet cream cake, a sight to behold.